Cloudy, temperature in the mid-60s, unusually chilly for this time of year in Landover, just down the road from Washington, D.C. And Tim Hightower, traded to the Redskins by the Cardinals, but he's from this area, played his college ball in Richmond, went to high school about 30 miles from here, and he says, this is personal. I want to win, we will win. And that had some of the Cardinal defensive players, his former teammates, talking. We'll be watching his storyline today. And some of the key inactives today, injuries that will have an effect, and the players that will replace them. Rod Stevens-Howling is out. Chester Taylor active. Darrell Washington, who had a big game for the Cardinal defense last week, replaced by Stuart Bradley.
Yeah, and they're going to miss Darrell Washington. I'll tell you right now, he is the Cardinals' best player on defense. And as you said about Hightower's going to present some challenges, but I think in the passing game for the Cardinals defensively today, Chris, it's about playing smart and no mental errors, which led to some significant coverage breakdowns last week in the opener.
We'll get a look at resilient Rex first, as the Redskins won the toss, elected to receive. Brandon Banks back, and Jay Feely ready to kick it off. Both teams start out with a win, but that was the case last year. So they're cautious about how important winning that second game is. Game 2 underway, Cardinals Redskins. It's Banks out of the end zone. On the +20 side of the field, where the Redskins will take over, led by still a gunslinger, but a more careful gunslinger, Rex Grossman.
No, as I said, he's played good football, and I think when you look at his weapons, Jabbar Gaffney gives them so much more in the passing game, an area that they needed to upgrade. And then I think Chris Chester, the new guy at right guard, who they got for the Baltimore Ravens, is a huge addition to what they want to do, Chris, in the running game. He is a good player, very athletic, and a major upgrade for those guys up front.
From the 24-yard line with Tim Hightower, the back. And Hightower gets the carry. And Tim Hightower, who wanted to be the man in Arizona, so far has been that guy for the Redskins. As we look at this Cardinal defense, and they said, boy, the way people spoke, you act like we lost the game last week against Cam Newton.
Well, and they slammed the run against Carolina. That front three is really good. Here's the linebackers where they need more pressure out of them. They'll send them a lot. Stuart Bradley in there for Darrell Washington. Two really big safeties that do a lot up near the line of scrimmage, which puts a lot of pressure on those young cornerbacks.
So after an 8-yard pickup by Hightower, he gets it again, and the Cardinals are ready to nail him for a loss. The old veteran Adrian Wilson from his safety spot.
It's exactly what I just talked about in terms of those big safeties up near the line of scrimmage, and Adrian Wilson will do this all day long. Here he is right here. He'll move up and come off the side and get a tackle right in the backfield on Tim Hightower.
So a 2nd and 2 now turns into a 3rd and 8 for Grossman.
Well, and that's what Arizona did defensively last week. They really forced the offense into a lot of 3rd and longs. Here comes the pressure.
Grossman hauled in by Santana Moss. First down, Redskins. Grossman, his first 3rd down of the day, and he converts on a 19-yard completion.
And again, 3rd and 8. Ray Horton, the defensive coordinator for Arizona, he's going to send the pressure. That's just his MO. He's from the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's going to send the pressure. If Rex gets the time that he just got there, he'll find his guys in man coverage all day long. Good throw and catch.
600 career catch for Moss. Grossman, quick pass is complete to Stallworth, and Dante Stallworth gets onto the Cardinals side of the field. Grossman's last 4 starts, 3 of those have been 300-yard games, and that hasn't happened for a Redskin quarterback since Sonny Jurgensen way back in 1969.
And I think in talking to Rex on Friday, he's ready to just let it go. He said, look, the days of trying to be perfect and with all the prep and then coming out and trying to perfectly execute on Sundays, those days are over, because everybody's good, everybody makes mistakes. It's about letting it go, trusting your preparation, and just playing ball.
2nd down 3, fakes to Hightower. Pass is knocked away, incomplete. He was looking for Cooley, but Calais Campbell was over in that area at 6'8", providing some pressure.
That's a huge play.
Clark Hagan's actually tipped the ball.
Huge play by Clark Hagan's, because I'm telling you, Cooley is going to come here and leak out to the flat. Hagan's gets his hand up on the ball, but there is so much open grass around Cooley if this ball is completed. I mean, look, there is nobody near Chris Cooley. Big play there by Clark Hagan.
So a third down for Grossman. Wide open, complete. Fred Davis inside the 25 of Arizona.
Now there's the busted coverages and the mental errors I just talked about. You get a guy like Fred Davis, over 100 yards receiving last week, and there's nobody covering him. That is a mental error. He is wide open out there in the flat near the sideline. And I'll tell you one thing big Fred Davis can do when he gets the ball in his hands, he can run now. He is a really, really underrated athlete.
25-yard pickup, a career high receiving yards last week, 105 against the Giants. 1st and 10 from the 25. Grossman tipped away and incomplete. He was going for Davis. Back there covering Kerry Rhodes.
Some good range there by Kerry Rhodes. You know, and sometimes you can fool safeties when you come up and you line up in 2 backs and 2 tight ends. And that's exactly what happened. And you get a little play action, and Kerry Rhodes was all over it. He didn't bite on any of it. And Rex was actually lucky that ball wasn't picked off. That came out of Rex Grossman's hands late.
8th play of this drive. Chris Cooley checks out. Santana Moss over on the left. Comes in a little bit for Grossman, and Moss gets it. Blockers in front. Brought down inside the 20. It'll bring up another 3rd down. Patrick Peterson, the 1st-round pick, making the stop.
You're going to see a lot of these wide receiver screens all day. And again, I think a big part of it is because of how much they play with the safeties up near the line of scrimmage and what we call the run box. So it's going to put a lot of pressure on those corners. It's going to give them, that being the offense, a lot of space to throw the football and run with it. I think we'll see a lot of those perimeter plays today.
Tim, 6 defensive backs on 3rd and 5. Grossman, quick pass and a little bit behind Santana Moss. And that'll bring up a 4th down. Richard Marshall covering, and there's a scramble at the 30-yard line.
There's a brawl is what there is.
Harris Lennon involved. It's like Darnell Dockett. A late push. And a penalty flag comes out.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 25, defense, 15-yard penalty automatic, 1st down.
It looked like Hightower started something, and they ended up calling Kerry Rhodes for the penalty.
Yeah, that's interesting. Kerry must have done something late after the scrum was already on.
1st down for the Redskins.
Watch the pass pro over here to the left. And there it is right there. And a nice job by Hightower. And he doesn't know the play's over, so he's still attacking Paris Lennon. And then Paris gave him the old suplex, the body slam, and then it was on for everybody. And I didn't see exactly what Kerry Rhodes did, but must have done something extracurricular, Chris, after the fact.
Hightower said it was personal. Looked like it on that play.
That is a huge, huge penalty. Down in the red zone, would have forced a 4th down. Now you get at least 3 more shots at it from the 10-yard line.
Fullback in on 1st and 10, opening drive for the Redskins. Hightower carries, and now it'll be 2nd and goal as he gets down near the 5-yard line. An impressive opening drive for the Redskins. They've taken almost 5 minutes, converted every 3rd down, and there with the help of the penalty, it'll be 2nd and goal.
And this is an area where they were really good against the Giants, and how, you know, Tim Hightower had an early touchdown in that game against the Giants, and Rex Grossman, the way he performed down in what I call the money zone, the red zone, where you need to score some points and cash it in, he was almost flawless.
So 4 wide receivers from the 6-yard line.
That's Kyle Shanahan, the offensive coordinator.
Hightower, the lone back for Grossman. Grossman for Gaffney, incomplete. It'll be another 3rd down. for the Redskins.
Keep your eye on Fred Davis down here in the red zone. And the reason I say that is Fred is a matchup problem. And what guys did to him last week, and traditionally, is they jam him up. And that means get in his face and make it hard for him to get off the line of scrimmage. If they don't do that to him, it's a pretty easy read for Rex Grossman. If they do that to him, it's also an easy read because Rex knows now it's probably man coverage, at least on that side of the field.
Hightower splits out to the left as a receiver. Grossman has time, throws, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Adrian Wilson, who returns to the 19-yard line. Good Rex, bad Rex. Cardinals football.
That's the train Rex right there, and Rex wishes he had that one back. I mean, down in the red zone, you absolutely cannot make this kind of mistake. Here's Santana Moss out here. Here's Fred Davis. They get a nice jam on him like I talked about. Now this is just a prayer. No feet set, just throwing it up. Outstanding pick by Adrian Wilson.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com.
Rex Grossman, his first interception of the season, 26th of Adrian Wilson's career. After an impressive opening drive, Cardinals take over 1st and 10 with Kevin Cobb leading the way. Larry Fitzgerald has it. Whoa, spins for a first down across the 31-yard line. Kevin Cobb, the Cardinals have stability at quarterback once again and coming off a 300-yard performance.
And we all know about Larry Fitzgerald. Todd Heap is going to be a very nice addition. Don't sleep on Andre Roberts. Good player. And this addition right here is going to mean so much to the power run game of the Arizona Cardinals. Remember, it's all Steelers coaching these dudes with Kenny Wisenhunt and Russ Grimm. They love to run the power game.
14-yard pickup, 1st and 10 Cardinals. Beanie Wells knocked down at the 35-yard line. London Fletcher helped lead the way. And this Redskin defense stronger up front, according to defensive coordinator Jim Haslett.
And what you love about those two new additions, not only did they make the Redskins stronger, but they took away from a division opponent, the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants. Kerrigan has been terrific in his first game last week. And in the secondary, D'Angelo, let's watch him today because he is going to really shadow, you see it up here, and match Larry Fitzgerald.
On 2nd down, Cobb fakes and keeps. He's under pressure from Fletcher and throws it out of bounds. And London Fletcher inspiring the crowd here at FedEx Field.
He has been such a great player for so long. He'll come flashing in right there, 59, unblocked. Beanie Wells looks like he went the wrong way in the protection, the running back. You know, a lot of times you send those inside linebackers, you send them to get on running backs. London Fletcher, who's never missed an NFL game in his life, Chris, came scot-free, and Kevin Cobb had to throw it away. Here comes both of them.
Almost intercepted. It was intended for early Doucette, but Cobb never got comfortable, and it went through the hands of nickelback Kevin Barnes.
And here comes both backers. You'll see McIntosh come this way, and it's the old cross dog. C-52, he's going to come first. Here comes Fletch. There's not even a running back in the backfield to block him. 2 times in a row, you hurry the quarterback with an unblocked player.
They don't look like the 31st ranked defense of a year ago. Those new parts played so well last week. Off to a good start today. Dave Chastadil with the punt, and Brandon Banks backs up inside the 50 to Washington. Brought down at the 19. Special teams play by Michael Adams. And a 50-yard kick. -1 on the return. How does Rex Grossman respond to the interception? We'll find out.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Here we go.
Second game of the season, but week 1, quarterbacks who aired it out, 300-plus passing yards, an NFL record 14. We, of course, Kevin Cobb and Rex Grossman in this game today.
Yeah, and it's, look, what do we always say? Running games ahead of passing games, defenses ahead of offenses. Not this year. Completely the opposite with the aerial attacks.
First and 10. Hightower. Maybe a couple. He's coming off a game in which he had a career-high 25 carries, only left the field for 2 plays.
Oh, they're going to ride him now. He is going to be their workhorse. And you mentioned it earlier. And here's Darnell Dockett, the guy who said, look, he took the guarantee from Tim Hightower that they were going to win the game. He said he took it personal. He said, it's personal now. They rang our bell. He gave us and got our attention. And we're going to go out and play some good football. It's going to be a big challenge for them against this diversified offense.
Hightower. It'll be 3rd down. Check in with Kurt Menefee for a game break.
Well, the Cam Newton beat goes on. Opening drive, he throws a 3-yard touchdown to Brandon LaFell. On that first drive, Newton was 6 for 7 for 90 yards and the score. And they just picked off Aaron Rodgers. 7-0 Carolina, Chris and Tim.
And Cam Newton, Kurt and Chris here is, I was so amazed in watching that game. Everybody thought the 422 yards was thrown up to Steve Smith. It was much more than that. He functioned and executed as an NFL quarterback really good.
On 3rd and 2, Grossman's pass. Gaffney holds it in for a first down. And he stays in bounds. So Rex Grossman last week, after going 0 for his first 4 against the Giants, settled down after the pick here. He completes the first down throw.
And watch this. This ball is already gone and in the air before Gaffney turns around to look for it. That is all about the timing. Look, the ball's out. Jabbar Gaffney had not even turned around in a perfect strike from Rex Grossman. Going to be interesting, as you said, how he recovers from that big interception down in the red zone. My senses tell me Rex will let those mistakes drip off his back.
Fakes to Hightower. Middle of the field's open. The pass is complete to Gaffney, who started out on the right side, then moved toward the left before the snap. First down on the Grossman pass at 22 yards to Gaffney.
And don't think these guys don't have a historical rapport together. They were together at Florida as true freshmen and redshirt freshmen, and they had a lot of hookups down there at the University of Florida. And Gaffney's been on 5 teams. I think he's found himself a nice home here with the Redskins. So far, so good.
Ready!
Grossman has it. Goes underneath to the fullback, Darrell Young. And it'll be 2nd down. You know, Grossman, for 3.5 years, he's holding a clipboard after leading the Bears to the Super Bowl. And he did say to us, Tim, that I'm not looking over my shoulder here. I think they believe in me. Mike Shanahan, head coach, offensive coordinator Kyle Shanahan.
Well, everybody has assumed that it's going to be a quick hook for Rex Grossman because of John Beck waiting in the wings because of how the preseason competition went. I don't think there's any chance of that at all. I'm with you. I think Rex is confident and not looking over his shoulder, Chris.
Ready! Yeah. Ready!
Hightower. Not much. Paris Lennon makes the stop. You mentioned that they were ex-Gator teammates. Grossman and Gaffney. Look at Steve Spurrier. Redskin fans remember him, the head coach at Florida at the time. They played under Spurrier. Grossman, a quarterback for 3 seasons, finished 2nd in the Heisman Trophy balloting in 2001. Gaffney is a Gator in 2 seasons, caught 27 touchdown passes, and Rex said it's great to see a familiar face, as now they face a 3rd and 6.
And Gaffney in year 10 matches his number there. He has still got a lot of gas left in the tank.
6 defensive backs for the Cardinals. Here comes pressure up the middle, picked up. Tipped in the air and intercepted. That's Richard Marshall. Richard Marshall with the 2nd pick of the game of Grossman and runs it back inside the 40 of Washington.
And that's on the receiver, Anthony Armstrong. Look, tips and overthrows over the middle of the field is where you're going to see interceptions. And Rex throws a good ball up in the air, and there's Richard Marshall to pick it off.
Today's game is sponsored by the Ford F-150, the only truck available with EcoBoost, by the California Whopper and California Whopper Jr. sandwiches, only at Burger King, and by the Droid Bionic, made from machines to rule all machines, only at Verizon.
possessions, 2 interceptions for Grossman.
Yeah, and the officials miss one there. Look at A.J. Jefferson grab the arm before the ball got there of Anthony Armstrong. That's neither the quarterback's fault, Rex Grossman, or the receiver. The official missed the pass interference.
33-yard return. Marshall's first interception of the year, so Kevin Cobb from the 37 of Washington. First down throw and complete to Andre Roberts, who breaks out of a tackle and gets a first down around the 20-yard line of Washington. Kevin Cobb, 8 starts prior to this. 4 of those, half of those, 300-yard plus games. That was a gain of 16.
Look, he's only started. This is his 9th start. You don't realize it until you really start to break him down that he has got a hose now. He has got a cannon for an arm. And when he sets his back foot and the ball comes out on time, it's all about high velocity.
D'Angelo Hall goes with Larry Fitzgerald off to the right side on 1st and 10. Caught. That's complete. Jeff King. Down near the goal line. Touchdown, Cardinals. He had a big play last week against Carolina, so Cobb connects with the former Carolina tight end. 21-yard touchdown toss gives Arizona the lead.
And nobody covers him. London Fletcher will open this way. Reed Dowdy's back here. He's just going to run an out route. And nobody's on Jeff King.
And they're making sure, as all scoring plays are reviewed by the officials, that King got in.
King all of a sudden is a touchdown machine. Did that right knee come down before the ball came over and inside the pylon is the question.
Yes, it did. So the extra point, Jay Feely. And he gives the Cardinals, who have been beaten 7 straight times by the Redskins, a 7-0 lead on the road. Jeff King, 2 games, 2 touchdowns for the Cardinals. Jeff King, who played his college ball at nearby Virginia Tech and at Pulaski County High School in Virginia, his number 82 retired, but number 87, since signing with the Cardinals, has been a touchdown machine.
Yeah, scoring big touchdowns. In the opener, had the big long one, and then that one, I believe Josh Wilson, the corner here, the new addition, slipped down on the play and just could never get to the outside in coverage.
Brandon Banks deep in the end zone on Feely's kick. He's bringing it out. And stopped at the 15-yard line, where Rex Grossman will lead the offense. A 23-yard return out of the end zone. Jeff King, Kevin Cobb. The Cardinals have a 7-0 lead on the road. Along with Tim Ryan, Chris Myers, Redskins trailing 7-0, 3rd possession for Rex Grossman and the Washington offense. On 1st and 10. Hightower. A healthy gain on 1st down. And this Cardinal defense, a lot of 6 defensive backs, already 6 blitzes so far.
Well, they're going to bring pressure, and that's the mindset of the defensive coordinator, Ray Horton, and there he is. I mean, this cat played 10 years in the NFL. He's all about pressure. He's all about bringing the pressure. And you go back and look at the game last week, 20 of 37 passes, he was sending an extra guy to get after the quarterback. So it's been good. I mean, you limit Rex Grossman to what he's been able to do in terms of really hitting you with the big plays and get 2 interceptions in the first quarter. Good stuff.
Hightower again. First down. Tim Hightower into the secondary with a 10-yard gain.
And what a great cut and tremendous vision. And you're going to watch this. You're going to see Darnell Dockett flash to the right of your screen. Right there under Jamal Brown, 77. There's Dockett. There's the hole. Great vision. And then he makes Stuart Bradley miss. Tim Hightower, Chris, and really was handpicked by Mike Shanahan. The perfect definition of a downhill runner.
8 carries for 30 yards for Hightower. Grossman fakes. He's in trouble, and he goes down. Kerry Rhodes from the safety spot. And Clark Hagan's creating some problems. They had 4 sacks last week, this Arizona defense.
Darnell Dockett's holding up 2 guys. Watch Dockett, and then Rhodes is going to end up coming off the edge. See, Darnell's got 2 guys. The fullback could never get up there and look at helping out in the protection on Kerry Rhodes, who comes unblocked. Ray Horton loves it. You dial up pressure and you don't get guys get picked up by running backs, he's going to continue to send them until the Redskins can pick it up.
8-yard loss, 2nd and 18.
Ready. Ready.
Pass is complete, short of the 28. A penalty flag flies in from the 40-yard line.
Not sure this one's going to be on Patrick Peterson, the corner.
Pete Morelli.
Illegal contact. Number 24, defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
Calling it on Adrian Wilson.
Adrian Wilson was in on the tackle. That was not his penalty, I don't believe.
He called out number 24. We've had some confusion already from the official on numbers and penalties called. A penalty that gave the Redskins a first down on 3rd down on the opening drive. So it's 1st and 10. The handoff to Roy Halou, the rookie from Nebraska. As Hightower gets a breather. Stuart Bradley, who's playing again for the injured Darrell Washington with that calf problem, making the stop.
Well, and a really good job by the old dog, Clark Hagans, who's going to force it all back inside. So he's lined up on Fred Davis. Fred's trying to what you call a hook block, trying to get to his outside shoulder to give the perimeter edge to the running game. Clark Hagans was having none of it. Forced it back inside Chris to all of his help.
One of those ex-Steelers sprinkled in this Arizona lineup. Grossman pressure. He completes the Hightower. First down. Hightower running with a purpose.
Boy, what a great play from Rex Grossman. Watch Hightower, who's going to get in on the protection and then leak out. So watch Tim Hightower right there on Lennon. Bang, and now with Rex, he's got everybody in his face. Adrian Wilson, little jump pass over the top. Very nice execution by both guys there.
10-yard pickup. It seems like the Cardinals are blitzing at every play.
You're going to continue to see it all game until Rex Grossman can bust it with a big play.
Hightower again. Tim Hightower, who said, "We want to win, we will win," against his former team. Trailing 7-0. A couple of interceptions by Grossman and a Kevin Cobb touchdown pass. That's the end of the first quarter. 7-0 Cardinals. Fox NFL Sunday continues after a break from your local Fox station. On a 2nd and 5, a penalty flag flies. We'll see what Pete Morelli.
That's Mr. Morelli to you, Chris.
He's a high school principal in Stockton, California.
Zone infraction on the left side of the defense. 5-yard penalty. The result of the penalty is a first down.
You've now got a note in your locker to go see Mr. Morelli for calling him Pete.
I used to get demerits in high school.
No, you didn't.
Once in a while. Actually, I was a senior class president, not that you care, but Mr. Morelli would care. he was looking for model students. Meanwhile, it's a 1st and 10 here at the 48-yard line of Arizona. The Redskins have moved the ball, but 2 turnovers.
They have dominated the clock and the ball control for sure.
Grossman keeps, throws, completes to Santana Moss, and that's a good tackle because nobody has more yards after the catch at that receiver position these days than Moss. And Patrick Peterson made the tackle.
Can't say enough good things about Santana Moss. I mean, this guy's been in the league 11 years. Think of the regimes he's played under here for the Washington Redskins. He does nothing but go catch you 70, 80, 90 balls. Look at the ball control, 12 minutes to a little over 2 minutes. You got a number of plays. The Cardinals have got 6 plays offensively in this game to 26 for the Redskins.
More passing than running for Grossman. Hightower carries. First down, Redskins. Hey, this October, the American League's best teams will look to their brightest stars and see who will become the newest hero to lead them into the Fall Classic. This is where legends are born in October. And our exclusive coverage of the American League Championship Series, the ALCS. Begins October 8th, only on Fox. So a first down from the 37-yard line. Niles Paul, the rookie receiver, checks in. Hightower. Tim Hightower to the 20.
This team loves to run left, and watch 77 Trent Williams block Joey Porter. This is what you call a hook block. Right there. I mean, he gets the edge sealed up, and forget it with a guy like Tim Hightower, which I talked about earlier, a downhill runner. There's not going to be a lot of side-to-side in his game. The key block was the second-year left tackle Trent Williams, and Hightower makes the most of it. They run left a lot, Chris.
Roy Halou checks in and gets the carry. He can move inside the 10. Fourth-round draft pick out of Nebraska, where Bruce Allen and the Redskins went for a run on Cornhuskers.
And upfield, let's see what happens to Paris Lennon, who needs to be right in here and help him make this tackle. He gets blocked by Jamal Brown. No chance. Good blocking out there by the receivers. What a find by Bruce Allen in the fourth round in Roy Halou.
First and goal for Washington. Jabbar Gaffney goes out to the right. Santana Moss and Anthony Armstrong on the left. Halou remains the back. Halou down to the 2. Ryan Terrain, who was their leading rusher last year, is now third on the depth chart behind Hightower and the rookie.
Well, we see the running skills here of Roy Halou, but he's also a very, very good route runner. And I know Bruce Allen, the general manager, and talking to Bruce about him. I mean, they scouted him and all the scouts and everything in Nebraska, but hard not to fall in love with this guy and what he did in the week of practice at the Senior Bowl.
Hightower checks in. Tim Hightower, and the Cardinals say no. It'll be third down, and Bart Higgins, who's been busy making sure the former Cardinal didn't get into the end zone.
And you know what they're doing to Tim Hightower now, and they'll do it all game long, especially down here in the red zone, is they're going to try to rip the football out. And you think of the history of Tim Hightower, and a big reason why he's here, and really they traded him here to the Redskins, was because of the ball security issues. And I know the Cardinals will be ripping at him.
Last year, he lost 4 fumbles in the first 6 games for the Cardinals, but the Redskins wanted him. 13th play of this drive. Penalty.
Number 71, offense. 5-yard penalty remains. Third down.
The call is against Trent Williams, the first-round draft pick of a year ago.
And a bad penalty down in the red zone, but actually a little bit of a silver lining to it, I think. I mean, a little more room now in the passing game for Rex Grossman, and they're going to throw the football anyway. I hope they go to that little speed fade that they ran last week to Anthony Armstrong. See if they try to hit Gaffney with it out to the right side.
You'll have to tell me what a speed fade is on third down. Grossman just gets rid of it. 6 defensive backs in for the Cardinals, does the trick. Fourth down.
Rex already with 1 mistake in the red zone, wasn't about to make another with the pressure in his face. Just quickly, a speed fade is a fade where you delay yourself off the line of scrimmage when you're especially down near the goal line, just to sync up the timing with the quarterback. Then you turn on the jets and hit the little fade route to the outside.
So Graham Gano comes on to try a 26-yard field goal he missed last week from 39. Snap, kick, hold, count it. So the Redskins get on the board in the second quarter. They've moved the ball well, wind up with 3.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Cadillac. By Triple Hops Brewed Miller Lite, taste greatness. And by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Near our nation's capital, Rex Grossman has thrown for over 100 yards, and Tim Hightower's run the ball well, but 2 interceptions that left Washington with just 3. Richard Marshall's return set up a Kevin Cobb touchdown pass for Ken Wisenhunt to his tight end Jeff King.
And Ken Wisenhunt knows the ball control game right now heavily favors the Washington Redskins. They got to get it cranked up on the ground, running the football with Beanie Wells.
Well, Ron Stevens howling inactive with a hand injury. A.J. Jefferson back to return the kick. Chester Taylor active for the Cardinals. We haven't seen him. We haven't seen much of the Cardinals on offense. They haven't had the ball much.
No, 6 plays. Only 6 plays in 2 minutes of time of possession, and that's why they got to get their running game going, start getting a little ball control, or sooner rather than later, their defense is going to wear down.
So Graham Gano is good for the field goal, and now kicking off from the 35. Jefferson will down it. So Kevin Cobb, Beanie Wells, Larry Fitzgerald, the stars of the Cardinal offense, will start from the 20-yard line. And we'll see if Arizona can add to its lead here at FedEx Field. And the Redskins checking on Santana Moss. 3 catches in the game for him. Cardinals have the lead and the football. Fitzgerald. It'll be second down 5. D'Angelo Hall matching up against him. And Larry Fitzgerald said that those two from their college days of Virginia Tech and Pitt, they've been going at each other.
See the big cushion, you're going to see the slant route, and that's where D'Angelo is so much better now as a tackler. You watch him in the opener against the Giants. He was setting the edge. He was being physical. He was coming up and making some big-time tackles. This should be a great matchup here for the next 2.5, 3 quarters, watching these guys locked up. And here's Fitz right here by himself. He is not matched up with D'Angelo Hall on this play.
Moves inside. Cobb throws to Roberts off his hands. It'll be third down. Yeah, D'Angelo Hall said Fitzgerald's never scored a touchdown on me. We've played each other through the college years in the NFL. They work out together up in Minnesota in the offseason. So on 3rd and 5, is Fitzgerald the go-to guy for Cobb?
Paramount, Chris, they get a conversion here, controlling that clock a little bit.
Hit hard right at the 30. Early Doucette held on and then pushed himself forward for a first down. Cardinals 6-yard gain. Let's get a game break.
Here's a 3rd and 12 call for you for the Saints. Drew Brees going right down the middle of the field to Devery Henderson, who breaks a couple of tackles. 79 yards later, it's good for a touchdown and gives the Saints their first lead over the Bears at 10-7. Chris and Tim.
And thanks, Kurt. Enjoyed the conversation with Michael Strahan and Brian Urlacher on the Fox NFL Sunday pregame show. On 1st and 10, Cobb gets rid of it. Completion to his tight end, Todd Heap. He's the other tight end. Of course, Jeff King, you thought Todd Heap would be the star tight end. Jeff King has emerged since they've added both of those at that position.
And a big part of what they do with the 2 tight end personnel grouping. And you'll see a lot of it. And you're right about Heap. I talked to him on Friday, and great career in Baltimore. Prolific numbers, but he loves the opportunity now to flex away from the line of scrimmage when they get into those 2 tight end sets, Chris, and really play the game almost as a wide receiver would out in the slot.
So Jeff King is in here on 2nd and 2 with Beanie Wells, the running back. Cobb to his left. High, and Jeff King hauls it in. That's a first down at the 46 of Washington.
He is so darn accurate, Kevin Cobb, even when he doesn't set his feet. That's what you love about him. And he said he learned all that at Houston, having to throw on the run a lot, but he's going to roll to his left, typically hard, and he's leaning back and is able to torque and fire that thing with precision and accuracy. He's really limited opportunities in this game with only 11 plays. Kevin Cobb's really playing well.
15-yard pickup. Wells carries. Tagway on the stop, and Beanie Wells, the every down back now, just like Hightower is for Washington.
It's only the second run for Beanie Wells, as you see there, and for this team. 12 plays, 10 pass, 2 runs. Question on Beanie Wells, 22 touches for him in the opener last week against Carolina. The big question, is he ready, Chris, to really be the workhorse? The question facing him coming into the season.
Cardinals need 2. Cobb to throw, pressure, ball's in the air. Cardinal lineman got his arms up. Pressure coming from the backside of Cobb.
A great job by Jim Haslett scheming it up to get Arakpo on a tight end. Here's Arakpo. Fletcher's going to eat up the tackle. So Arakpo around the corner against Jeff King. No chance. And watch this spinal tap knockout shot. Wow. Really good job by Jim Haslett scheming it up and getting your best pass rusher isolated on a tight end.
Yeah.
You can't block him with a tight end.
Adam Carricker had a shot at it for the Redskins, but Lyle Senline came up with the recovery. So it's going to be 3rd and 15 for the Cardinals. Incomplete. And Brian Arakpo, coming off his first sack of the season, tipped that ball. Playing on a sore ankle. He forces the Cardinals to punt.
And here he is coming up the field. Watch him get his hands up. He's going to read the quick throw from Kevin Cobb. Watch what his year is like this year with the upgrades on the interior defensive line next to him. Brian Arakpo has got a huge year in store for himself as part of this Redskin defense.
Dave Zastudil. And Banks lets it go into the end zone. So near midfield, Redskin defense does its job, and after a 51-yard punt, Rex Grossman and the Redskins on offense.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Chevrolet and their award-winning cars, trucks, and crossovers.
Cardinal defense criticized last week, giving up a lot of yardage in a win to Carolina, but they've made big plays so far, haven't given up the big play.
Well, the safeties have played outstanding, and that's the area where I thought they tried to do too much last week.
On first down, Tim Hightower fighting hard, stopped just short of the 25-yard line. His 13th carry.
And when I say trying to do too much, I mean, guys were out of position. There were some mental errors from Adrian Wilson and even Kerry Rhodes, I think, once or twice. When you got rookies out on the corner, in particular Patrick Peterson and then A.J. Jefferson, there he is on the other side. He's a second-year player that was a college free agent. You got to let those guys do their job, and you got to do your job without trying to do too much, and that's where you end up getting beat.
Santana Moss, okay, back in the game on 2nd down 6.
51.
Hightower. Tim Hightower to the 45 of Washington.
Remember I talked about Chris Chester and his upgrade to this offensive line. Watch him get a combo block off of Darnell Dockett and then go to the linebacker. He and Will Montgomery, okay, there they go. They take care of the defensive tackle. Now he goes and gets his hands on Paris Lennon. That is textbook for the right guard, Chris Chester, and Hightower takes advantage of it.
And he has 81 yards rushing after a 20-yard pickup. He'll carry again. This time the Cardinal defense gets to him. Mark Hagans to make the stop out of that 3-4 Arizona defense.
And you know, if you know one thing about Mike Shanahan, Chris, the head coach here, is he is going to be committed to the run game. And it's not lip service. There's a lot of coaches around the league that say, yeah, we're committed to the run and we want to run it and we have to run it. And they get down 7 to 10 points and they start chucking the football all over the place. Mike Shanahan is absolutely committed to the run game and the ball control game. And you see there Hightower with 15 runs already.
That's Roy Halou, the rookie. Inside the 20 of Arizona before another rookie. Patrick Peterson had to run him down a 33-yard catch and carry.
Love the call here, screenplay. Halu's just going to get out, and then it's all him. Watch him hurdle this defender, or his offensive player. Right over the top, using good vision. You know, I told you yesterday, just watching Halu, there's parts of him in the open field that remind me a little bit of Matt Forte, the Bears running back. When he gets his hands on the football in the open field, very, very elusive.
Halu stays in the game and gets the carry. Plenty of room inside the 10.
What does Mike Shanahan always tell you about the zone running backs? They got to have vision. They got to be able to see it. They got to stick a cleat in the ground and hit the hole. This is textbook.
Paris Leonard is injured. We'll have more here in a moment. Time to face the music. Simon Cowell is back with Paula Abdul. They're searching for singers on the X Factor. It's television's next big event, the X Factor. A 2-night premiere begins Wednesday, 8 Eastern, 7 Central, only on Fox. Paris Leonard was helped off the field. Tim Hightower went over to make sure he was okay. On 1st and goal, Grossman almost intercepted. It would have been the 3rd of the game. A.J. Jefferson had his hands on it, and there's a flag in the end zone.
Because he had his hands on Jabbar Gaffney. Remember earlier where they missed the hold on Anthony Armstrong, and it ended up being intercepted? Here, he's playing from a trail position. He gets his hands around Gaffney.
Pass interference, number 10 of the defense. The foul occurred in the end zone. By rule, the ball will be placed on the 1-yard line. Automatic first down.
He meant the infraction was against 10 on offense.
Yeah, and you see him playing from what I said, that trail position. He gets behind the receiver, and he just had to grab Jabbar Gaffney while the ball was in the air. That's a good call.
Hightower on 1st and goal from the 1 is in with 3 tight ends. Grossman, flag down, touchdown, Fred Davis.
Offside, defense, penalties declined.
Penalty was on the Cardinals, so the touchdown is good. Grossman to Davis.
And who went out? Paris Leonard. Let's see what his replacement, Reggie Walker, does here on the corner route by Fred Davis. Gets stuck up inside, and he was off. He was with the fullback, and Fred Davis was wide open.
That's a good point, Tim. With already Darrell Washington out, Paris Leonard, you lose 2 of your starting linebackers from the opening game as Gano kicks the extra point. Fred Davis, coming off a career yardage day, finds the end zone against Arizona.
Watch Tim Hightower here, and against his former team. And Chris, sometimes when that happens, you get that extra little shot of adrenaline. He is absolutely tearing it up, whether it's out on the outside on the perimeter. He is sticking his foot in the ground and getting downhill. He's 17 yards away from 100 yards already. We got 3 minutes to go in the first half.
Averaging 5.5 yards a carry in this game, and Mike Shanahan said he's an every down back. That's why we made the call and wanted to get him. He blocks, he catches, and of course he runs.
And Mike looked at every available or possibly available back in the offseason, and I promise you, Tim Hightower was handpicked for this offense.
And I like the way Grossman has bounced back after the early interception. So Gano for A.J. Jefferson. He's coming out. Short of the 15-yard line. Tim Hightower from Alexandria, Virginia, about 18 miles from FedEx Field. He attended Episcopal High School, class of 2004. They haven't forgotten him. He often goes back to help out. He rushed for over 2,000 yards and 22 touchdowns in just 14 career games in high school. Still involved with his alma mater. Goes back and talks to players, students about working hard, having a dream, and living it out, and not only making it in the NFL, but then coming back to play for the Redskins, the team close to where he grew up.
And I think they're going to re-kick. There was a late flag on the play. Looks like Redskins are going to be forced to kick it off again.
Offside on Washington. So this may give Jefferson a better opportunity to return. They were stopped inside the 15-yard line.
You know, and I love the local story with Tim Hightower and what he means in this community, and you always love to see that when a guy can come back and play in the same area and has a big impact on the community, on the folks that live here. But you know, back to Shanahan hand-picking him. He didn't just hand-pick him as a zone runner, a guy that could run in the zone scheme where all the O-linemen get off on a track and block a zone. He went and got him because he's a 3-down back. He's an outstanding receiver, and he's also a very, very good pass blocker when he's at the tailback position.
Yeah, and Ken Wisenhunt said it wasn't like we were going to dump him. We drafted a running back. Tim wanted to be the man. It's Beanie Wells' turn to see if he can be the man in our offense. So it worked out for both as the Redskins kicked from the 30 after the offside penalty. A.J. Jefferson. Hit hard, short of the 29-yard line, but a healthy gain after that penalty. Darrell Young making the special teams play after return of 29. And we welcome the men and women in uniform serving around the world, watching today's broadcast in 175 countries on AFM. The American Forces Network, thanks for all you do. We hope you're enjoying today's telecast. Ken Wisenhunt went over to Iraq in the offseason, said the troops wanted to talk football. They were worried about the lockout. He said you got more important things, but it all worked out. Beanie Wells, maybe a yard or two. Ryan Kerrigan, the first-round pick, making the stop for Washington. Seems like this Cardinal offense hasn't been able to get a rhythm.
Backside of two tight ends, and they run it this way. He comes unblocked and is able to make this play. Get ready for the coach up in the booth to say, all right, let's run that a couple more times and then get a bootleg coming off of it. They have been very happy with Ryan Kerrigan as a pass rusher, Chris, and a run defender.
2nd and 9. And a penalty here.
False start. Number 75 offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
It's on Levi Brown, who was called out by the coaching staff over his pass protection after last week.
Well, he gave up 2 sacks in the game, and Arakpo is not an easy task for him in this game.
2nd and 14 for Cobb. Fitzgerald has 2 catches in the game so far.
Hey, he's Mike. Lenny, squeeze.
That is the 2-minute warning.
So 2 minutes remaining in the first half here at FedEx Field. The Redskins lead by 3. 2 minutes away from the Visa halftime report. A lot of good highlights. Tim Ryan, Chris Myers. Cardinals have the football, trailing by 3. Cobb, incomplete. 2 receivers in the area, so it'll be 3rd and 14. On the Visa halftime report, Kurt, Terry, Howie, Michael, Jimmy with highlights and scores from around the league, the Fox Sports ticker, and all the stats you need, your fantasy players, and if you have Tim Hightower in your fantasy league. You guys with championship race, Theismann, Rippon, quarterbacks who had Super Bowls. Mark Rippon on the left. Here it's 3rd down for Cobb. Screen off the hands of Beanie Wells. 4th down. It looks like they haven't taken advantage of no LaRon Landry in that secondary.
No, they have not. Now, they haven't had a great flow going offensively. That was 3rd and 14. I think they were just trying to hopefully get a screen to Beanie Wells, break a tackle, and get a first. But if nothing, get more room for their punter and try to gain some field advantage against the Redskins.
And Brandon Banks can hurt you. He scoops it up at the 30. Running laterally, but has some room. Slowed down and brought down, and there may be a horse collar penalty flag on the end of this. He gets into the 35-yard line before Jeff King ran him down. Here comes another flag.
I think it was a face mask from Jeff King. out on the edge, and you see Lorenzo Alexander. He must have got his bell rung or something. He's not looking good.
King, who had a touchdown catch earlier.
And look at them able to wall off what they call the gunner.
During a return, personal foul, grabbing the face mask. Number 87, the kicking team. 15-yard penalty, automatic.
So a 45-yard kick, 35-yard return, and then you tack on the Jeff King penalty, and the Redskins are in business.
And that's the perfect definition of a personal foul face mask on Jeff King. And I promise you, Lorenzo Alexander, who came off the field wobbly, had a block back like a heat-seeking missile, and he got up staggering around on the football field. 97, one of the better cover guys and special teams guys for the Redskins.
So Washington from the 20-yard line with all 3 of their timeouts, trying to add to their lead. Grossman's pass is incomplete. It was between Brandon Banks and his tight end Fred Davis.
I'll tell you what you got to like about Rex Grossman is how he shook off the 2 interceptions. Now the first one was certainly his fault down in the red zone in the beginning of the game in the first quarter. The second one was not. And those 2 INTs are going to significantly lower your passer rating. I think he's been pretty darn good with the exception of the one bad throw early in the game.
He called 2010 the best offseason of his career. On 2nd and 10, Grossman underneath to Jabbar Gaffney. And they bring up 3rd and short. Clock runs. 1:20 counting. The Redskins, as you pointed out, Tim, have dominated time of possession, controlling the ball, the clock.
Look at this. Typically, you're going to get 65 plays in a game. And we all know in the fourth quarter, your defense is worn down and the battle of attrition sets in. Already at 40, and they've lost a linebacker in Paris Lennon, and we'll update you on that as we hear more news, but significantly stressed, this Cardinal defense.
And Mike Shanahan walking down the sideline wants a timeout. They have 2 remaining. 46 seconds remaining, and the Redskins are threatening. Let's check in on what's coming up on the Visa Halftime Report.
All right, guys, we're keeping an eye on every single play in the National Football League, and coming up on the Visa Halftime Report, we'll have all the scores and highlights from a big week 2 in the NFL, including the Detroit Lions trying to get off to a 2-0 start. Plus, the Fox Sports Ticker will have up-to-the-second stats. It's all on the Visa Halftime. See you then.
On your side of the ball, baby.
So Howie looks studious, and Terry looks like he's going to go, fishing in the mud or something for crawfish.
I don't call that noodling. Hey, catfish, get underneath there and grab those things.
The sun is peeking out here at FedEx Field. And Washington, which trailed early, hoping to add to its lead.
Well, and you'd love to get a first down here. You don't necessarily need to take a shot at the end zone, having 2 timeouts left with 46 seconds. Plenty of time just to get 3 or 4 yards, get a first down, and get a whole new set of plays and downs.
And you don't want to give Kevin Cobb or the Cardinals much of an opportunity with the football. They have all 3 of their timeouts. But it's 3rd and 2. Grossman. Incomplete. And excellent coverage. He was going for Gaffney, and A.J. Jefferson was right there with him.
That's just a tremendous, tremendous play by A.J. Jefferson. It really is. Because of where the ball location was, down and low and inside. Going to run a slant route. A.J. Jefferson, watch him come over the top and knock that football out. That is perfect.
Gaffney with 3 catches in the game. So Graham Gano, who made his first kick today from 26, will try from 30. Gano's kick attempt is blocked, and the Cardinals will get possession inside their 25-yard line. The rookie Patrick Peterson getting his arm up. So Kyle Shanahan frustrated with no points out of this.
There he comes right from the side.
Calais Campbell also.
Oh, he didn't get it. Calais Campbell got it. Looked like Calais Campbell, all 6'8" of them, got his hands up and was able to bat that thing down. You see a better look at it here. Yeah, that was all Calais Campbell. No question.
10-7 the score, 34 seconds left. But all 3 timeouts for the Cardinals. Let's see how they play it. Kevin Cobb so far, 7 out of 13, 85 yards, and the touchdown pass to Jeff King. Wells has only run the ball 3 times. And there's Calais Campbell. The Redskins last week blocked a field goal attempt on the Giants that helped turn things, so maybe for Arizona coming east, it can do the same.
The game clock is correct at 34 seconds.
It appeared they wanted to sort out the time on the clock.
You'd love to move the ball here if you're Arizona. Even if you don't get points, move the ball, get a flow. I mean, if it ends up being a quick 3 and out, and I think you've lost all the momentum going in at halftime for that blocked field goal.
Well, you brought Kevin Cobb here because you wanted a guy who could throw the ball and get it to your receivers. 4 wide receivers for the Cardinals. That was for Beanie Wells and a not so well set up screen. Pushing and shoving going on down at the 25-yard line. So Kevin Barnes, the nickel back, getting into it with one of the Cardinal linemen.
Darren College, the old Packer, now here the left guard. What an addition I think he's going to be as this season goes on. In terms of the power running game, a guy who knows how to win and has won a lot of games. World championship, obviously, big asset to the offensive line for Ken Wisenhunt.
Ken Wisenhunt wants a timeout, Tim, so they'll have 2 remaining on 2nd down and 10. Hey, this November, Fox Sports brings you an epic UFC heavyweight title fight. The #1 contender, Junior Dos Santos, squares off with the undefeated world champion, Cain Velasquez. Tuesday, 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific. You can hear from both fighters when Jay Glazer will talk to them live on Facebook.com/Fox Sports. That's Facebook.com/Fox Sports. Talked about D'Angelo Hall matching up against, and he says they're good friends, Larry Fitzgerald.
It hasn't been as much isolation matchup and like strictly with him as I anticipated. I mean, there's been times in this game where Larry Fitzgerald has certainly been out by himself. Right here is one-on-one, the matchup we're looking for. They love Larry Fitzgerald on the backside of 3 receivers running a route by himself.
Cobb goes down. Ryan Kerrigan, the rookie, delivers. And a quick timeout for Washington. It'll bring up 3rd and long for the Cardinals. Jim Haslund's defense up front.
And here comes Kerrigan right here coming from the outside. Darn good coverage down the field. And look at him get into that power rush of Brandon Keith. Brandon Keith is a big dude, has a huge advantage in terms of weight. And you love the fact that Kerrigan could get that push.
One of the star rookies in the opening win for the Redskins, rookie Ryan Kerrigan in the 3rd quarter. Batted it, scored it, relaxed. And then, of course, it was Chris Neal, the second to last pick in the draft with 2 sacks. Almost Mr. Irrelevant, was very relevant.
Awesome draft by Bruce Allen, really.
Pass is complete to Andre Roberts. At the 25, he will be well short of the 1st down. Another Washington timeout, wisely called. So they'll get the football back and have a chance to do something else. .15 seconds remaining. Redskins have the lead. They have the ball. So despite the 2 interceptions from Grossman, Washington has been able to control things.
Well, they have, and their defense has been bringing the pressure. They've been getting after it. They've been in the face of Kevin Cobb. There has not been a whole bunch of flow offensively for the Arizona Cardinals. And I love the fact that, like you just said, the 2 turnovers early, and Rex has really been able to respond. And, of course, it's all been paced by the running game and the outstanding blocking up front by the offensive line.
And even though Cobb has a touchdown, he hasn't been able to do much. Dave Zastadil with another punt. And Banks, who with a penalty and big return set up the last score for Washington. Knocked down at the 30-yard line of the Redskins. 3 seconds remain. Both teams got off to a good start last year, but then the season didn't pan out. So going to 2-0, as some of the players were saying in pregame warmups, a major difference on how you feel about yourself.
Well, there's no doubt about it. And when you're off and running, I mean, there's only 16 games in pro football. Every one of them is equally important. So, you know, I think this offseason in particular, there was so much unknown, Chris, coming into the season, trying to squeeze 4 or 5 months of an offseason into 4 or 5 weeks. And if you can come out clicking early and start 2-0, what a feather in your cap in terms of a confidence boost.
And if you're into statistics, if you start out 2-0, you have a 64% chance of going to the postseason, a place the Redskins and Cardinals would like to get back to. So Rex Grossman, 12 out of 21, 147 yards despite the 2 interceptions. He does have the touchdown pass to his tight end Fred Davis. But Tim Hightower against his former team, 15 carries, 83 yards, and running with a purpose. As we go to halftime, Washington leading by the score of 10-7.
We talk about Arizona being able to run the ball and get some ball control and start moving the chains a little bit and keeping the ball like that. But defensively, the Cardinals, they've got to help their offense by stopping Tim Hightower.
Did you expect a lot more points in this game? We still have a half to go.
Well, and think of the interception early down in the red zone when the Redskins were knocking on the door. So, look, there's a bunch of football to go, and when you look at the numbers, it's surprising that it's a 3-point game. I expect fireworks in the second half for sure.
We haven't had a lot of time to assess what Kevin Cobb and the Cardinals are doing on offense, but what do you expect out of them in the second half?
Well, neither have they, with only 8.5 minutes of time of possession. You know, the game's still close. Ken Wisenhunt loves to run the football. I think we'll see him continue to, or at least start to try to do that, to get a little bit of a roll. The Cardinals will win this game for one reason and one reason only, and that's Kevin Cobb coming out in the second half and lighting it up, period.
Let's take a look, Tim, at the numbers from the first half. And if you look, you'd say, boy, Washington should be blowing out the visiting Cardinals.
Yeah, and every number favors the Washington Redskins except that one, the turnovers. That's clearly the difference.
At the half, the Redskins leading at home 10-7 over the Cardinals. Tim Ryan, Chris Myers, we're glad to have you watching the NFL on Fox. Along with Tim Ryan, Chris Myers. Second half kickoff coming up here in a moment. The Cardinals will get the football, and what do you expect from Kevin Cobb and this explosive Cardinal offense that's been held in check?
Well, they got to get a little bit of a flow going. Look, I think Kevin Cobb has played good. He's been under a lot of pressure. There's no question about it. Beanie Wells, their running backs, only got 3 carries in the game. Now, some of that certainly translates and links up to what they're doing on defense. Their defense has not forced a punt yet in this game, and a big part of that, Chris, is the inability to stop Tim Hightower on the ground.
Follow your favorite team all season long. Go to itunes.com/NFL. And if some people call Mike Shanahan a control freak, well, he has had control of this game in the first half, only leading by 3. But the Cardinals get the football.
And the control thing certainly is controlling the clock and the number of plays. And we've harped on it, but you got 42 plays to only 20. And if they can't stop Hightower, they're not going to win time of possession, and they'll be limited with their opportunities offensively, that being the Cardinals. And most offenses, Chris, at that point start to panic.
So Gano starts the second half. Again, no Rod Stevens howling out with a hand injury. And that went out of bounds with a penalty flag. So that ball will
replace the 40-yard line. First down.
Will come out to the 40, and the Cardinal offense gets a break. The secondary, which gave up 422 yards to rookie Cam Newton last week of Arizona, has hung in there.
They've done more than hang in there. They have stepped it up. A.J. Jefferson right there, big play in the red zone. Adrian Wilson on the run blitz. Kerry Rhodes on a pass blitz, gets to the quarterback. Watch this big play there by Richard Marshall. Now you're going to get an Adrian Wilson interception again down in the red zone. Huge tip ball here. Richard Marshall there to get the tip. The secondary, a huge, huge reason why this is only a 3-point game.
60 yards away from the lead. Beanie Wells. A 9-yard pickup before Reed Doughty came up from that safety spot. Remember, Laron Landry out his second straight game with that hamstring.
And they get great movement. You're right about Reed Dowdy, and he is a run guy. But watch the movement they get right here on Barry Cofield, the nose tackle. Lyle Sendeline, look at he and Darren College. Sendeline up off the ground is able to get to the linebacker. That's perfect for Beanie Wells running right behind it.
Cobb to Fitzgerald. Got past the first down marker before D'Angelo Hall pushed him back.
And this matchup, Chris, we've talked about and certainly highlighted at the start of the game. Maybe the two best players on the field in D'Angelo Hall and Larry Fitzgerald. What did we see in the first half? Matched up 18 times, only thrown to twice. That tells me D'Angelo Hall's in pretty good coverage. 2 receptions on those 2 throws, but only 19 yards. So far, the winner goes to D. Hall.
And Hall got the game ball last week as Beanie Wells carries near another first down. Some good running behind that Cardinal offensive line.
That ball come out?
I see the Redskins pointing. The official says down, and there's an injured Redskin player who is down as well. That's corner Josh Wilson. We'll check on the injury and come back to FedEx Field.
Today's game is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. By Sprint, all together now. By Lexus, it's time to engineer amazing. And by Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Here we go.
Kevin Barnes will come in to play corner for Josh Wilson, who is still on the field. The injured Redskin player in obvious pain.
Yeah, I would, and I hate to speculate on injuries, but certainly looks like something with the neck or the shoulder. And here's the collision. I mean, you never want to hit a guy with your helmet on his hip. Beanie Wells, 232 pounds. And there it is right there, the head right on the hip and the head down. I mean, if you're going to come in and hit somebody like that, you come in and you see what you hit, and you hit him with your face mask. Quite a bit of that is just unlucky in the way that it happened. And that's brutal. And I know from experience, hitting a guy on the hip, and the hip is never going to go before the neck goes, period.
That'll cut into the secondary, already missing LaRon Landry earlier in the game as well. We had Paris Lennon go out with an ankle injury for Arizona. Darrell Washington inactive in this game. Players hoping that Josh Wilson is okay. For Beanie Wells, as the cart is coming out, Wells had 3 rushes in the first half. He's already had 2 for 19 yards here in the second.
Oh, that's great right there. He's upstanding.
He played his college ball at Maryland. Former Seahawk and Raven. Added to this Redskin team. He was actually recruited. He said London Fletcher called and said, hey, be a part of something big here. And that sold me on coming to the Redskins. He's wants no part of that cart.
You know, you got to constantly be reminded. And I think, you know, we all love the NFL, and the NFL is king. It's such a hazardous game. And these guys aren't robots, Chris. I mean, they are literally putting their health and their well-being on the line for 65 snaps a game on average.
So Barnes comes in for Wilson. It's 1st and 10 Cardinals from the 38 of the Redskins. Beanie Wells pushing his way near a first down. Goes out of bounds.
How about that vision by Beanie Wells? Are you kidding me? London Fletcher came so unblocked on the play. You'll see 59 come flashing in. Wells sticks his right cleat in the ground and says no thanks, bounces to the perimeter, and is able to pick up about 9 yards.
You get the impression, using that stiff arm, that Ken Wisenhunt said, let's get Wells going, and we can turn this game around. They need one, and Wells will have it down to the 25-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Cardinals. Josh Wilson coming off the field. Certainly hope he's okay, headed to the locker room. The Redskins have to try and stop the running game.
And it's been certainly balanced in the attack and where he's running. Those are the guys that are getting it done there right now, this offensive line.
Chester Taylor checks in. Cobb throws. Fitzgerald turns around, makes a nice catch, and goes toward the first down marker. D'Angelo Hall with him. They've been feisty all day. 7 straight times the Cardinals have lost to the Redskins.
Well, what people fail to remember is, and I know it doesn't mean anything to these guys, but these are old NFC East rivals now. These guys used to go at it twice a year, every year.
A series that goes back to the 1930s. That's the furthest thing from Ken Wisenhunt's mind.
Well, Wiz played in some of those games here with the Washington Redskins. He knows the rivalry.
He was a tight end. He blocked you a few times.
He whammed me. He didn't block me. He whammed me.
Whammy. Chester Taylor with his first carry as a Cardinal. Chester Taylor signed with the Cardinals after the Bears cut him loose. 10th season in the NFL. Of course, he was with the Vikings for a while. One of 6 active players with 4,000 rush yards and 2,000 receiving yards. So he can do it all. Played for the Ravens, the Vikings, the Bears, and now a member of the Cardinals with LaRon Stevens howling out. He's a backup for Wells.
But he's not a specialty back like Stevens Howling is. More of a third down guy. This guy right here is a 3-down back. He can run, he can block, and he can certainly catch.
And who do they go to on 3rd and 1? The Cardinals need a timeout to discuss it, and that's what they'll do, trailing by 3. Redskin defensive coordinator Jim Haslett facing a 3rd and 1.
Well, and he's certainly thinking run. He's got 2 defensive backs on the field. There's 2 tight ends and a fullback.
Wells. Cardinals are pointing first down. Redskins are signaling for an injured player. It is a first down. Beanie Wells has had the hot hand in the second half.
And the right call to go right to the hot hand for the first down. Good push by the offensive line.
Late defensive substitution. Players run off the field on 1st and 10. You wonder if that was by design.
We got an isolation with Fitzgerald at the top against D'Angelo Hall.
Cobb goes down. Ryan Kerrigan. Second sack of the game for him. 3rd sack for the Redskin defense.
Well, and here's Kerrigan here. He's going to get the initial pressure. Nobody blocks a Rakpo. They try to get a running back on him late. So you got one outside linebacker beating the tackle. You got the other one beating the running back. Bruce Allen, who drafted Ryan Kerrigan and moved down a few spots to get him, has got to be elated. Bruce, of course, the general manager here, with the way the young rookie has played here the first 2 weeks of the season. He has been outstanding for Jim Haslett.
Cobb's got the arm into coverage and intercepted. That's London Fletcher. The guy Jim Haslett said he's maybe the best football player all around overall I've ever seen.
Well, and here he is right there. He gets the interception. Cobb extending the play. Now you can't throw late and over the middle, certainly high. That ball tipped up in the air. Beautiful interception by London Fletcher.
Sponsored by Verizon. Get coverage of every NFL game on NFL Mobile. Call Star NFL from your mobile phone to get NFL Mobile.
Get coverage of every NFL game on NFL Mobile. Call Star NFL to get NFL action right here on your phone. And you can see Ken Wisenhunt with the challenge flag following the interception out on the field. Discussing it with Pete Morelli.
There you go again. It's Mr. Morelli, the principal. I'd love to get a second look at it here and see how worthy this is of a challenge.
Arizona is challenging the ruling on the field that after the interception, the defender was down by contact.
So it's not the interception, it's where he first picked it off, and was he down right away or not? London Fletcher, his 17th career pick. Ken Whisenhunt, it would appear, made a good challenge.
After reviewing the play, after the interception, the defender was down by contact at the 11-yard line. Please set the game clock to 9:29. Arizona will not be charged with timeout.
And there's the guy that touches him right there. Hausler gets a hand on London Fletcher, and really a wise decision to challenge. When you're down in this area of the field and you can back them up closer to their end zone and really play the field position game, that was a smart and prudent decision by Ken Whisenhunt to challenge that.
Especially, Tim, in a 3-point game. And for Kevin Cobb, trying to settle in here, not a throw, one that he'd like back.
Absolutely. Catastrophic error, just like we said about Rex Grossman earlier. Down in the red zone, you can't put one up for grabs. You got to be, and especially it being only second down.
Tim Hightower's in. Grossman keeps. And looks deep. That's Davis. Fred Davis to midfield. Joey Porter couldn't stay with him.
And Rex got the completion, but I promise you he wishes he had this one back, because if he unloads it earlier, this thing's a touchdown and Fred Davis is still running. The old bootleg to the right, throw back to the left. There's nobody near Fred Davis. And as I said, if Rex hits him earlier in stride, all the way out here, and then now back down the sideline, Fred gets that on the run. He's in the end zone already.
A 40-yard pickup. Paris Lennon is back in at linebacker for the Cardinals. This is Hightower for a couple. His 16th carry of the game. He's been the workhorse for the Redskins, the one-time Cardinal, as that defense is getting a workout.
No doubt. Time of possession is hugely favored the Washington Redskins here. Now, it was good that Cobb and the Cardinals were able to get a little drive there going and give their defense a rest, because it was dramatically in favor ball control at halftime. It's starting to even itself out just a little bit.
After a 2-yard pickup. Hightower. Paris Lennon, part of the group, can reel them in. It will bring up a third down from the 45 of the Cardinals. Tim Hightower, 88 yards rushing so far on 3rd and 5. Grossman hesitates, throws, and Paris Lennon keeps Santana Moss from the completion. It'll be 4th down. Let's check in with Kurt Menefee and a game break.
Down to Carolina at halftime. The Packers have come out in the third and scored 10 points in the first 4.5 minutes, including this 49-yarder from Aaron Rodgers to Greg Jennings, and they're inside the 30, trying to add to a 17-13 lead already. Chris and Tim.
Defending Super Bowl champs getting their groove back, and Sav Rocca his first punt of the day. Patrick Peterson ran one back last week for the Cardinals. There was no fair catch. That's gutsy.
What's new? Did you see that play last week, that touchdown? 2 guys behind him, 2 in front of him. He's not calling a fair catch.
Kevin Cobb of the Cardinals are on offense, still trailing by 3. Chris Myers, Redskins have a 10-7 lead, taking jabs back and forth, but the Cardinals have the football. Josh Wilson out with an injured back at one corner. Beanie Wells carries. Wells getting a workout and successful here in the second half. Fitzgerald with 4 catches so far. Kevin Cobb's interception last time down cost a scoring opportunity for Arizona, so it'll be 2nd and 5.
And look at the contrast there in ball control and time of possession. Now, the second half has been good to Arizona running the ball. They've been able to get that play number up and get it closer to the Redskin play opportunities.
Fitzgerald low. 3rd down.
How about D'Angelo Hall breaking on this football? This is what makes great corners in the pro game. You're going to see an in route, but watch this guy break and burst to the football. He's going to read the inside cut. Look at him close the gap and close that throwing lane. Cobb is lucky that was not picked off by the Pro Bowl corner D'Angelo Hall.
Fitzgerald has it right at the 1st down marker. And it looks like he's going to be, well, let's see exactly where they marked it here.
How about the tackle?
It is a 1st down.
This is the thing with D'Angelo Hall. We got an injury out there. Hall typically is not getting big guys down like that. He has really improved the last couple of seasons as a tackler.
And this is Kevin Barnes, who came in for Josh Wilson, who is unlikely to return with an injured back. So Barnes was the nickel back. You're thin in the secondary if he can't go.
Well, next up would be Byron Westbrook, who is your dime back. And when you say dime, that's when you bring in 6 defensive backs and 4 cornerbacks. So he is the 4th corner, and something's up with Barnes. You'll see that 4th corner installed in the game.
And also Brandon Thompson, the rookie from Boise State, 7th round draft choice, is someone who played well in the preseason. And Brandon Thompson just comes in, number 32, part of that secondary.
Yeah, see, so now you've got Westbrook, who's the 4th corner, playing as the 2nd corner. And you got to bring in your 5th corner, who's going to end up playing as your 3rd corner.
Who's on first?
Chris Myers.
On 1st down, he's going for Fitzgerald at the 40 and a Cardinal 1st down. He went right to work. It was Westbrook back there covering, a gain of 24.
And Hall's going to get a deep pedal. Westbrook getting over here over the top. D'Angelo falls down. You're going to see right there. Or excuse me, it comes off the route late. And Fitzgerald was running an out route up in front of him on Byron Westbrook.
Westbrook, number 34. 4 wide receivers on 1st and 10. Wells inside handoff. Look at Beanie go. Inside the 30 of Washington. Larry Fitzgerald firing up the offensive line. A 25-yard run.
And a very good play selection here, because you've got 4 wide, so that means you're going to have 2 deep safeties. And look at the cushions here. You got room everywhere for a little one-back run game. And look at, you got really 5 guys in the running box.
There's Kevin Barnes, already Josh Wilson out at the other corner for Washington. Chester Taylor checks in for the Cardinals.
You got to squeeze that. Hey, 5 down, 5 down.
Pass is complete to Andre Roberts. You heard the center making some adjustments on the line of scrimmage. It will be 2nd down for Arizona and short.
Have you noticed one thing here on these last couple of throws? When Kevin Barnes went down and you brought in the other corners, the backup corners, we've seen Arizona go to the 3 and 4 wide receiver sets and try to take advantage of those matchups.
So a healthy dose of Beanie Wells.
And they're at it again. 1 running back, 4 wide receivers on the field.
And injured corners. Cobb trying to take advantage and completes for another 1st down at the 11-yard line to Chancey Stuckey, the former Cleveland Brown. Kevin Cobb now 13 out of 22, 140 yards. Wells has rushed for 68 yards in this game. 4 wide receivers again, Tim, on 1st down. Beanie Wells. All the way down near the 1-yard line.
Love the spread one-back run game because at the end of the day, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 defenders in the box against 5 offensive linemen. You got nobody for the running back. So you get one guy blocked, and Beanie Wells is going to get 4+ yards and a hiccup. I love the play calling right now by Ken Wisenhunt, taking advantage of the injuries in the secondary for the Washington Redskins.
2nd down 1 for a first, 2 for a score. Wells, and that's a touchdown. Cardinals lead. The adjustment by Ken Wisenhunt. The injuries in the secondary and the running at Wells have the Cardinals out in front.
Yeah, and just bright, intelligent. This game is about matchups, and everyone's going to get stacked up in here side. Just a little bounce play by Beanie Wells. And once he gets you out leveraged on the corner, and Rocky McIntosh has got to keep that outside shoulder free, and he does it. And once Beanie Wells gets the leverage on the corner, you're not going to catch him. He's going to walk in.
Feely with the extra point. An impressive drive of 90 yards covering 4.5 minutes. And the Cardinals, who led early, are on top by 4 with 2:47 to go here in the 3rd quarter. And today, following football, Fox Sports proud to bring you exciting coverage of the Barclays Premier League as Manchester United takes on Chelsea in a match between 2 of soccer's greatest teams. Coverage beginning later today. Following football in high definition on Fox. You can check local listings for the start time in your area. Proud to be a part of the Premier League. Manchester United and Chelsea have shared the last 7 titles between them in the Premier League. You talk about value of a franchise, and certainly the Redskins are one of those in the NFL. Man U is worth nearly $1.8 billion.
You know, for some reason, and we haven't even talked about this, but those sweet feet you got, you strike me as a guy that played a little soccer growing up.
No, I charted soccer. I was a 3rd-string goalie and kept notes.
I bet you looked good doing it, and more importantly, sounded good talking
yes,
about it.
I described what was going on. I called the action. You were a player down in the trenches. We'll see if Tim Hightower can get control of the game back for the Redskins as Brandon Banks takes it in the end zone, and he's bringing it out. Out near the 25-yard line. Larry Fitzgerald told us he's always glad to visit the nation's capital. In games against the Redskins, that's one thing, but he takes pride. He said this is a special city, what it means to our country, and played tourist, went over and visited the sites in and around the Washington, D.C. area, saw the Martin Luther King exhibit. It's brand new, was very proud to be able to enjoy that. Said it relaxed him before taking to the field today and going head-to-head with D'Angelo Hall. He said they're good buddies, good friends, but on the field, that changes. Grossman on 1st down. Batted down and incomplete.
What a heads-up play by Rex Grossman. Down here on your own 23-yard line. This ball gets batted down, and then we know about tips and how they're bouncing up in the air. Watch him bat this thing down. Forget it. Nobody's going to get a chance at this one, and he swats it right to the grass.
Calais Campbell and Dan Williams part of that. Campbell has a blocked field goal, which may loom large in this game. Grossman, flag down, incomplete. Another flag. There was a flag down before Kerry Rhodes ran into Gaffney. And then the second one came in.
They got to start really trying to take advantage.
There
deep.
are 2 fouls on the play. Illegal contact, number 24. Defense, that penalty is declined. Pass interference. Defense, that penalty is accepted. Automatic 1st down.
And they need to start taking advantage vertically against those safeties. Adrian Wilson is a great player, especially close to the line of scrimmage. You know, Kerry Rhodes is a big dude as well over 210, 215 pounds as a free safety. Rex has got an outstanding deep ball. Now, the key to that is protection. If they can pick up that blitz and protect, Rex has got to start taking some shots deep.
And you got a rookie on one corner and a second-year free agent on the other. On first down, Grossman goes short, incomplete to Darrell Young. This followed a 23-yard gain on a penalty as Rex has to get up from the FedEx Field turf. Here comes Dante Stallworth and Anthony Armstrong checking into the game. Some speed on the outside. There's Darnell Dockett, who, you know, he grew up from the area, had tickets for some 65 friends and family. Said a lot of them are Redskin fans, and he grew up an anti-Redskin fan because everybody loved the Redskins.
Said he loved rooting for the Cowboys, the Giants. Anybody who came in to play the Reds said the Redskin fans always had excuses. He didn't like it.
Hightower. It will be a third down. Mark Higgins and Reggie Walker on the tackle. And from Paint Branch High School, Burtonsville, Maryland. It's about 21 miles from FedEx Field. Went on to Florida State, played some basketball, became a terrific football player, was voted most athletic along with Jackie Gordon in his high school. And he was most angry about Tim Hightower and his comments about beating the Cardinals. Pressure on Grossman. That tip is incomplete. Grossman went down, and Darnell Dockett right on cue got to number 8.
Well, voted most athletic in high school. Here's a good illustration of his athleticism. He's going to work back inside. He's going to get to the edge of the center, and then what a job finishing. I mean, so many guys can get to an edge and beat an offensive lineman, but it's the ability right there to step on the gas pedal and finish, which Dockett is outstanding at.
Rocca's punt, this time the fair catch from fearless Patrick Peterson. A penalty flag comes in after the catch at the 14-yard line. That's a 40-yard punt from Rocca. He was clear on the fair catch. Redskins had a good drive going, stalled when Dockett got in the face of Grossman.
During the kick, holding, number 20, receiving team, 10-yard penalty, first down.
That penalty is on A.J. Jefferson. First down, Cardinals. Let's get a game break. Here's Kurt Menefee.
And here are the Saints taking advantage of a Jay Cutler fumble and turning it into a touchdown. Robert Meacham with a reception from Drew Brees, and New Orleans leads it by 10. That one late in the third quarter. Chris and Tim.
You know, Jay Cutler criticized often, and certainly Rex Grossman, who played in Chicago, can relate to that. In fact, Kevin Cobb said of Rex Grossman, he said, I don't know, but it seems like the guy's already had 3 careers. Kevin Barnes has checked back in at corner. He replaced Josh Wilson, who went out with an injured back on 1st and 10. Beanie Wells. And a big run for a first down out of the hole for Arizona.
You know, we never talk about the long snappers. Watch Sundberg right here, the long snapper. He's going to lose his helmet. You see right here, he loses his helmet. Now watch the determination. That's right. I'm going to get up. I got to cover. Forget the helmet. I don't need it.
A heads-up play by Sundberg. After a 12-yard run, first down. Batted in the air, incomplete. Harry Cofield from that nose tackle spot got his arms up. The ex-Giant, one of those free agents you talked about making a difference.
Well, and the beauty of Cofield is, number one, he's got great humility. He's one of those guys in the trenches that likes being in the trenches and doesn't need all the fanfare, all the press clippings. He's a really good player. You strengthen yourself and you weaken the Giants, a division rival, by pulling them off that defensive line. Great signing.
They're back to 4 wide receivers.
They're going to do this. You got to send the heat off the edge.
Orakpo drops in coverage. Cobb is on the run and gets rid of it. It'll be third down.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Look, here's the adjustment.
Here comes a flag.
Yeah, they're going to get intentional grounding, I think, on Kevin Cobb.
Got to be outside the numbers.
And what an adjustment. He's inside the pocket. He throws it up and away. No chance for a receiver to get that. No legitimate chance. And that's the adjustment if you're Jim Haslett. Look, if they're going to spread you out and it's going to be shotgun fast pass, you better get, and it's five-man protection. You got no one to help out the offensive tackles. You simply send, Chris, more than they can block. That's what Jim Haslett did right there and forced the intentional grounding.
So on the penalty, there was the cagey veteran London Fletcher who was calling for it first. 3rd and 25 inside their own 5. Complete too early to set across the 15, well short of a first down, so a punting situation for Dave Zastodil. And I should mention Zastodil's wife, Jennifer, pregnant with their 3rd child, so when he finishes the game, he'll fly back to Cleveland, and hopefully all goes well.
Yeah, good luck to him.
For the punter and family.
His wife, you bet.
But he's got some work to do here, standing at his own 2.5-yard line.
You got 2 guys out on the cover guys, which means they are setting up for a big return here. Look for a directional punt from Zastodil. Getting it to one side or the other.
Banks will have a chance.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Down to the 44-yard line of Arizona. And that is the end of the 3rd quarter. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after a break from your local Fox station. Getting ready to go in the 4th quarter. Redskins, Cardinals sparring throughout, and a quick throw complete to Anthony Armstrong on first down for the Redskins after the Banks punt return.
Look, as effective as the running game's been for Tim Hightower, and it certainly has been, especially in the first half, how about a little bit of the own medicine that the Cardinals have given the Redskins with the spread fast pass? Look, they're limited in terms of athleticism with those big safeties. Might not be a bad idea to go a lot of 3 wide receivers and put some pressure on Arizona's defense in the passing game.
Rookie Roy Halou carries, and first down inside the 29-yard line of Arizona.
Or just give it to Halou.
Hightower has carried 18 times for 89 yards, and for Halou, 5 carries, 40 yards after that 7-yard pickup. So right from the 29-yard line. Hightower, 3 years in Arizona, wants to be the man in Washington, and called this game personal. Watches as Halou gets another carry and has plenty of room. An 18-yard run for Roy Halou.
And a little misdirection because this guy's coming back here. Watch the kick-out block by Fred Davis. You get a kick-out from Fred. You get a seal down by Trent Williams. And that hole is so wide that Halou's got no problem gassing right through it.
Fresh set of downs for Rex Grossman.
Hey, swoop it.
Halou, no room this time on the Cardinals 3-4 defense. Smothers him at the 14.5-yard line. Darnell Dockett making the stop. After a 3-yard loss, second down.
Well, you love that average, 7.7 yards a crack.
Darnell Dockett doesn't like it. Halou stays in the game. 3 wide receivers. Grossman to Roy Halou. Right with him at the 10-yard line. It was good coverage by Stuart Bradley, who worked his way in the lineup with Darrell Washington missed the game with a calf injury. Bradley, the ex-Eagle, signed that big 5-year, $30 million contract, but didn't get in on much action last week.
Well, he's been in a 4-3 defense, that being a 4-man front with 4 down linemen and 3 linebackers, which is a totally different style than now being in 3 down linemen and 4 linebackers. It's all different. It's been a little bit of an assimilation process.
Grossman on 3rd down. Completes. That's Gaffney. And excellent work by Arizona to make sure he didn't go inside the 5 or anywhere near a 1st down. So here comes the field goal unit. Graham Gano made one, had one blocked.
Well, they played their best defense, the Arizona Cardinals, with their backs against the wall today. There has really been some missed opportunities for the Redskins offensively down in the red zone. And really, frankly, Chris, you got to give the Arizona defense all the credit.
This will be a 23-yard attempt for Mike Shanahan. Snap, hold. And good. Gano is good. It's now a 1-point game with just over 11 minutes remaining here. The Cardinals traveling east, hoping to hang on for a victory.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Taco Bell. Think outside the bun. By DirecTV, this season NFL Sunday Ticket is included when you switch. And by Dodge Journey, the search engine for the real world.
The way this Cardinal defense is playing, it's a little bit of a throwback like those old NFC East matchups. Nice job there, keeping the Redskins out of the end zone, protecting a 14-13 advantage. Lorenzo Alexander back on special teams for the Redskins as Gano kicks deep. Jefferson takes it on the move. A.J. Jefferson, middle of the field across the 30 and all the way out to the 32.5-yard line. An excellent return by the quarterback, coming out 33 yards where the Cards take over. 14-13 Cardinals, just over 11 minutes to go. They have the football from the 32-yard line.
They're coming out there. Squeeze.
Comes the edge pressure again.
There's a penalty flag.
False start. Number 26 offense, 5-yard penalty remains. First down.
The call is on Beanie Wells, who's closing in on a 100-yard rushing game, and a lot of that in the second half.
Well, we talked about Ken Wisenhunt needing to feed his running back and get a flow going offensively. Beanie Wells has paced him, no doubt about it, and a lot of it, a good portion of it, has been from these spread wide receiver sets.
10th penalty for Arizona.
My goal! My goal!
Wells on Kerrigan right there.
Pressure on Cobb. He's going to let it go for Larry Fitzgerald. And Larry Fitzgerald has a Cardinal touchdown. 73 yards from Kevin Cobb. And with that touchdown, he ties Roy Williams first on the all-time touchdown reception list.
Kevin Cobb is not going to miss when he has a wide-open player.
That's correction. Roy Green is who he ties on the all-time Cardinal list. Sorry,
and he just gets tattooed from behind. But Larry Fitzgerald was so open, and that's the beauty of Cobb. I mean, look at all that space between Larry Fitzgerald and D'Angelo Hall. And Cobb holding in there, going to get blasted from the blind side and throws a perfect throw.
It adds to the lead. 66th career touchdown reception for Larry Fitzgerald in his 27th 100-yard game.
And the beauty of that is you go empty with 5 wide. There's only 5 DBs. You're going to get the one-on-one isolation matchup. They took advantage of
it. Today's game is sponsored by Pizza Hut. Your favorite plays deserve your favorite pizza. Your favorites, your Pizza Hut.
Larry Fitzgerald's catch ties it with Roy Green. And Larry was saying before the game and pregame warmups, I want to win the game, but I am thinking about Roy. He's been a good man to me. He's been in and out of the hospital back in the Phoenix area. Hope he does well, and I'm proud to have my name up near his.
And you know the thing about Larry Fitzgerald, and we all know how great he is on the gridiron on Sundays on the football field. Chris, there's no question he's a better person than he is player.
Brandon Banks is going to bring it out with room and gets out across the 26-yard line. And Kevin Cobb said, you know, when I started throwing, even in practice with Fitzgerald, he would catch the ball, run it all the way out, come back to the huddle, flip me the ball, say, nice throw, and thank you very much. He said, how many superstars do that? He's fitting in nicely with his Arizona teammates.
There's no doubt. He has endeared himself to his team, and there's another record for Larry Fitzgerald, 27th 100-yard receiving game of his career, and tying up that record with Anquan Boldin.
7 catches, 133 yards for Larry Fitzgerald in this game. But it's a one-score game for Grossman and the Redskins. Pass incomplete. Intended for Chris Cooley.
I can't say enough about the adjustments at halftime for Ken Wisenhunt and the Arizona Cardinals offensively, Chris, and coming out and really feeding it to Beanie Wells, and then taking advantage of the injuries in the secondary to the Washington Redskins and attacking it accordingly. Really, really efficient in their play calling on both offense and defense here in the second half.
Grossman has to get rid of it and does, as he was knocked to the turf by Clark Higgins. Darnell Dockett back at the 30-yard line. It'll be a third down. So the pressure on Grossman. Survived a couple of early interceptions, but that comes back to haunt you because they should have more points on the board for as much as they dominated in the first half.
No, definitely some missed opportunities. The pick early hurt. They got to spread this defense out, though. They got to get Rex in shotgun, spread it out. It's going to be hard here on 3rd and 10 to get it out fast, but that needs to be the mode of attack.
Grossman has Gaffney, who slides to make the catch. The old Gator connection. Grossman over 200 yards today, had 300 last week. That's a 20-yard pickup. From the 47 of Washington. Chris Cooley, no catches today, comes over to the sideline on 1st and 10. Hightower the back.
Here we go, road.
Hightower splits out. That's Stallworth. And Dante gets near another first down. O'Brien Schofield had to track him down.
Well, that's just a good adjustment by the veteran Dante Stallworth, really recognizing that pressure's coming from the other side on Rex Grossman. He's got man coverage, and he just breaks off a little crossing route where Rex could see him. Here he is here. Now he's going to come. He understands all the pressure's coming, and watch him run a crossing route on Schofield.
2nd and short. Roy Halou checks in, and as he goes out as a receiver to the right. Grossman goes that way. Stopped near the first down marker by Reggie Walker.
Now that's a big tackle in space by Reggie Walker because they had the corner chopped down out there. Some nice running room for Stallworth, and Reggie holds him short with that tackle of the first down.
So a critical 3rd down. Just under 9 minutes to play. 2 tight ends trailing 21-13.
Hey, 51. Okay. Flip, 22.
Inside handoff. First down, Darrell Young. The free agent fullback from Villanova.
That's a super call from Kyle Shanahan, the offensive coordinator. And I know Arizona was all over the strong side run game because you're going to see Adrian Wilson come flying up in here, expecting a lead here, just a little quick dive to the weak side. Terrific call from the OC, the offensive coordinator, Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah, who's out there?
Kyle Shanahan calling the plays for his dad, Mike. Grossman fakes the throw, hands off to Halou. Down near another first down. Redskins moving inside the 30. The rookie from Nebraska with a 9-yard pickup.
And he's been all over the place in the second half. Vision, the ability to cut, nice patience as well. Look at some of those jump cuts. Out here on a little screen play, jumping over guys. He has been on full display here in the second half in a relief role for Tim Hightower and has been terrific.
And he stays in the game. On 2nd and 1. Grossman to throw, low and incomplete. Stallworth couldn't quite reel it in.
Good defensive call from Ray Horton. I mean, we give the offensive coordinators credit. Let's give the defensive coordinator some credit here, too. With Rex Grossman up under center and no back next to him to pick up the protection, they send a blitz right up the middle with their linebacker, which forces Rex really into a retreat mode and basically throws up a prayer to try to get it out before he got sacked. There's Ray Horton right there, the defensive coordinator right in the middle.
Redskins 5 out of 13 on 3rd down. Halou out to the right as a receiver. Grossman looks left, throws, and Fred Davis with a nice catch. And that's a first down for Washington, and a clutch catch with Kerry Rhodes right with him.
Well, you see those arms right there by Fred Davis. That's why he can go capture it in traffic and go up when things aren't perfect and pluck that football out of the air.
People around the league expect a breakout year for Fred Davis, and he's on his way. In this, the second game, Redskins trying to go to 2-0 for the first time since 2007. Trailing here. Batted down and incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10 for Washington. And Vonnie Holliday, the ex-Redskin who came over in the trade for Hightower, got his arms up.
Vonnie can still play now. And there he gets it knocked down, big 35-year-old. Do you see that vertical? See those old legs getting up?
14
Not
years.
really.
14 years in the league at 6'5". It just looked like that. So Hightower's in on 2nd and 10.
Mike 51, scream that.
Hightower, 19th carry. They'll bring up a 3rd down for the Redskins.
I don't know about you, but I'm a little surprised at the first half that Hightower had, and he was terrific. 15 carries, 83 yards. He's got 4 carries here in the second half of this game. Now, I know Halou's done some good things, but traditionally Mike Shanahan's been stay with the hot hand guy. He's mixed it up here in the second half.
Hightower carried it a career high 25 times last week in the victory over the Giants. Shanahan has a plan on 3rd down from the 20. Just over 6 minutes.
Let's go.
They run it with Hightower. And he's short, so on 4th down, do you gamble here?
No, that's an interesting call. That is an interesting call.
It looks like they were thinking maybe on 4th down we would go.
I think they are going to go. I see the offense staying on the field.
So 4th and about 3.
Well, it's a one-score game either way you look at it. It's 5 points or it's 8 points, right?
Might as well, yeah, you need the touchdown or the 2-point conversion if you're the Redskins.
You kick a field goal, it's a 5-point game.
Grossman throws. He's going for the end zone. Touchdown, Redskins. Santana Moss on a 4th down call.
Could he have made a better throw? Santana Moss on a corner route against the rookie cornerback, and Rex just lays this baby up perfectly. Patrick Peterson out there expecting some help over the top from Adrian Wilson. Santana Moss wide open. Perfect throw from Rex Grossman.
And going for 2 as Gaffney splits out to the right for the tie. Hightower's on the left. Ball is tipped in the air and incomplete. And they miss on the conversion. But a field goal will give you the lead. Washington on a big 4th down converts. On the 2-point conversion, but Santana Moss deserves a breather after the 4th down touchdown catch to get the Redskins to within 2. 5:17 to play here in the 4th quarter. A.J. Jefferson back to return. And he'll let this one go. Cardinal offense comes out to the 20-yard line. Get ready for television's biggest night, the 63rd Primetime Emmy Awards, hosted by Jane Lynch. Be there for the laughter, the surprises, the red carpet pre-show event as well. The 63rd Primetime Emmy Awards live tonight, only on Fox. And if you're handing out an award here, yes, the Cardinals have the lead, but a comeback award for the career of Rex Grossman as that story continues to unfold. And Kevin Cobb trying to hold on for the Cardinals.
I don't know about changing the plan and going with these heavy tight end sets now.
Wells getting closer to 100 yards.
And when I say that, I mean, if you're Ken Wisenhunt, you've had great success with Beanie Wells by showing spread formations with multiple wide receivers, 3 and 4 at times, keeping the tight ends over on the sideline and putting pressure on that defense, knowing you've got the advantage in the matchups in the passing game, but yet turning and handing it to Beanie Wells.
Well, it looks like Ken's going to go with 4 wide receivers. Ken Wisenhunt with Wells the back.
Back to right.
Penalty flag. He was approaching the line of scrimmage as the ball was snapped. Early Doucette, the intended receiver.
Boy, that hurts. A fundamental error like that pre-snap.
Motion.
Oh.
Number 86 offense. The penalty will be declined. 3rd down.
It was on early Doucette. Fourth down. Ryan Kerrigan got his hands up.
Kerrigan knows the ball's coming out quick. Watch him read it the whole way. He's unblocked. Reads that non-throwing hand coming off the football for Kevin Cobb. He knows when quarterbacks take that non-throwing hand off, the ball's coming up or coming out. He gets his hands up. That is a huge play by the rookie Kerrigan.
That penalty hurt the 11th of the game for Arizona. Put Cobb in a hole, and now they're punting with a shaky lead. Banks waving people away, and the kick goes out of bounds. They have an injured Redskin player. It will take over at the 36-yard line. Deshaun Gomes, defensive back, rookie from Nebraska, part of that Cornhusker draft of general manager Bruce Allen, injured on the special teams play. Next Sunday on Fox, an NFL doubleheader. Giants and Eagles. Packers, Bears. The Cardinals will travel to the Pacific Northwest to take on Seattle. Seahawks 0-2 after the playoff team last year. It's America's Game of the Week. Look for that, beginning with the Built Ford Tough Fox NFL Sunday pregame show, and that all begins with the guys at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific.
Boy, what an opportunity. What an opportunity here for Rex Grossman, down 2, to show his resiliency and toughness. Remember I talked about it earlier, the the anxious Rex, worried about making a mistake. We saw a mistake early in the game. He has certainly responded. This is going to be a tremendous opportunity for him to lead his team down the field into either a touchdown or field goal range to go for the win.
He said his family and friends said, hey, the look on your face, you're more relaxed. You just seem happier in Washington.
Well, I think he lets the criticism just roll off of his back now. He doesn't take it personal. And that's an area where a lot of young players, especially in particular the quarterbacks, because they'll all build you up the media to tear you down. That's something that takes time to figure out. You got to work your way through it.
A chance to come up big here. Pressure. Picked up. Pass complete to Davis. First down, Redskins in the Arizona side of the field. And Grossman said of Kyle Shanahan, he said this offense has an answer for everything.
Well, you're not going to cover Fred Davis with Joey Porter on an out route. It's just not going to happen. And watch the anticipation as Rex unloads this ball. He knows pre-snap that's his matchup. He knows pre-snap he's got an old Joey Porter against a vibrant young Fred Davis. He knew before that ball was snapped he was going right to his tight end.
Porter, a 13-year veteran. After the 15-yard pickup, pass is low but hauled in again by Davis at the 45 of Arizona. Sixth catch of the game for Fred Davis.
And you love the methodical approach here as you watch the clock and the time ticking off the clock, which, depending on what happens, if you can get it in and get it in the end zone or a field goal, will limit the opportunities time-wise for the Arizona Cardinals.
Redskins have all three of their timeouts. Cardinals have two remaining. Grossman's pass. Santana Moss hauls it in for a first down at the 32-yard line.
And what a great job there, Santana Moss. I mean, they're starting now to bust the pressure. And they know the pressure's coming. Here he comes, just a quick out route. Pressure Adrian Wilson up here. And that's just all converting the route. Understanding what you're seeing from the defense, knowing the pressure's coming, knowing your quarterback's going to get it out quick. You make a quick break to give him a quick target.
Roy Halou is the back. Santana Moss in motion. Halou the carry. Roy Halou with another first down. You can hear the chants of Halou here at FedEx.
His vision is ridiculously sick. The rookie, that ball is supposed to go front side. He sees Darnell Dockett, over pursues and gets blocked. He cuts right back, and now cover that ball up. In the middle of the field, in traffic, you're in field goal range already. There's the two hands around the football, covering it up in terms of the importance there of the ball security.
And he never fumbled in college at Nebraska. 74 yards rushing already for the rookie Roy Halou. Hands off to Halou again. He's going to have to fight to get back to the line of scrimmage as the Cardinals were ready there. They get close, near, and hit the 2-minute mark. It's a 2-point lead for the Cardinals. We're back here. The Cardinals, the officials putting 3 seconds on the clock. Arizona used a timeout before the 2-minute warning. So there's 2 minutes and 3 seconds, and that's the
Gaffney, the Redskins
showing out. But the officials pointed to the Cardinals sideline.
Interesting.
Maybe he was showing the team that there was a timeout. So we have it. We're warned before the 2-minute warning.
Will be a 30-second timeout.
So now Washington uses a timeout. Little gamesmanship here.
Well, Gaffney was just calling it ahead of time before.
So the Redskins have 2 timeouts remaining. The Cardinals have 1, and we still haven't reached the 2-minute warning. Gives us more time to talk about how this will play out.
Loving it. And Kevin Cobb will have an opportunity, depending on what happens here in the next 2 downs, if the defense can hold and force a field goal opportunity by the Redskins. Kevin Cobb will have the ball in his hands with an opportunity to get it down the field.
Big difference if Washington does have to settle for 3. It's only second down.
Huge.
Or whether they get it into the end zone.
And they got to settle for 3. Clearly it's a 1-point game, and the Cardinals can get down and get into field goal range with the big leg of Feely and have an opportunity.
Remember, Graham Gano did have a kick blocked. He does have 3 game-winning overtime kicks last year. So here we go. Grossman's pass is tipped and still caught by Anthony Armstrong. And Clark Higgins was over there batting the ball. So we've reached the 1 minute 56 warning, according to the clock. The Redskins are on the move. 1:56 to play. The Redskins trailing by 2. They have a 3rd and 4 from the 16.
Now here's the question, and do you run it? And I think you do. They're lined up in a passing formation.
We welcome those of you who watch the Steelers, Seattle, and the Vikings and Bucks. Tim Ryan, Chris Myers. Redskins trailing by 2. They have a 3rd down at the 16 of Arizona, and Rex Grossman is going to call a timeout. For those of you who have just tuned in, each team with a timeout remaining. Missed opportunities early when the Redskins dominated the first half.
Well, this was in the first quarter down in the red zone. Rex off of his back foot just puts one up, intercepted by Adrian Wilson. Here you get a tip ball over the middle, intercepted by Richard Marshall. They were really moving the ball at will, and then the big block by Calais Campbell up in the middle on the field goal.
And the Graham Gano block is key. He has made 2 kicks, but they may need to rely on that Graham Gano leg to get the lead in this game. Kevin Cobb has thrown 2 touchdowns. So has Rex Grossman in this game.
Now, let me ask you this. Do you try to throw it and get a first down and risk an incompletion and preserving time on the clock for the Arizona Cardinals, or do you run it and then kick a field goal, but you make them either use the timeout or a bunch of time ticks off the clock? They're going to throw it.
Grossman batted in the air and incomplete. Calais Campbell, who had the field goal block earlier from that 6'8" frame, got his arms up, and that could have been picked off.
And that is risky. That is risky down here in the red zone, because I promise you, if you run that, you got time clicking off the clock, or you force the Cardinals to use their timeout.
Yeah, Grossman has to be the defender.
We've seen him do this before today. Tipped balls, those things are typically picked off. He's not having it. He knocked it down for the 2nd time today right to the turf.
1:50 remaining, and Graham Gano with a 34-yard field goal try for the lead. Snap, hold, kick, and the Redskins lead. And we welcome those of you who have just tuned in. This is how the scoring has gone. Kevin Cobb with a touchdown pass to his tight end, Jeff King, gave Arizona the lead. Grossman overcame an interception to hit Fred Davis for a touchdown. Beanie Wells, who has come back in the second half with 94 rushing yards. And then Larry Fitzgerald equaled Roy Green on the all-time Cardinal touchdown list. And then Santana Moss on a 4th down play. Rex Grossman, they missed a 2-point conversion, but that allowed them to get close enough for the Graham Gano field goal, and Washington with a 1-point lead.
Yeah, and a very interesting call there on 3rd down, choosing to throw it, put the ball at risk up in the air, and it really allowed Arizona to preserve their timeout and extra time on the clock. Look at the numbers, time of possession in favor of the Washington Redskins. I promise you, though, if you saw the first half of this game and how lopsided the numbers were, the second half has been really, really good for the Arizona Cardinals.
Beanie Wells has run for 94 yards. Tim Hightower for 96, the ex-Cardinal for the Redskins.
And think about this. I mean, they had 42 plays, the Redskins, in the first half to only 20 by the Cardinals.
A.J. Jefferson in for the injured LaRod Stevens-Howling, and he'll watch that kick go through the back of the end zone. So from the 20-yard line, they'll take over on offense. Cardinals have won just once in this building. Back in 1998, remember Jake Plummer? They had a 31-10 lead. The Redskins came back on 3 touchdown catches by Michael Westbrook. The Redskins cut the lead. Then Kwame Lassiter picked off Trent Green and sealed it for the Cardinals 13 years ago. Their only win in this building, which is going crazy right now. Chancey Stuckey. The ball comes out at the end of the play, and the official says he's down. And that would be good enough for a first down.
Oh, that ball's out. That ball is out. This is going to be replayed
by the officials. They will review.
Absolutely. Byron Westbrook comes and lays the hammer down.
Cardinals are trying to snap it, but the official says, hold on.
The previous play.
That ball is out. This is going to be Redskin football. Watch Byron Westbrook. Now watch as the ball gets dislodged. There are no knees down. The Redskins recover. Wow, what a hit.
It did hit the ground, so you could say incomplete. The officials will take a look, and we'll sort it out in just a moment. The officials reviewing Chancey Stuckey's catch/fumble. Redskin recovery.
After reviewing the play, it's a recovered fumble by Washington. Receiver caught the ball, fumbled the ball, recovered by Washington, first down. Please set the game clock to 1:39.
What a great hit by Byron Westbrook, and he just sells out. That ball clearly out, and here's the key, though, is Stuckey caught it, started a football move, takes 3 or 4 steps up the field before Westbrook is able to hit him and dislodge the ball.
And Reed Dowdy, much maligned for his coverage last week in a win over the Giants, although he had an outstanding game tackling. The backup safety to LaRon Landry makes the recovery that could seal it for the Redskins, as Ken Wisenhunt's team had the ball and a chance, trailing by 1. Now, Washington football.
It's just a matter of time. They have 1 timeout left. Victory formation for the Redskins.
We welcome our Fox NFL rules analyst, Mike Pereira, watching all the games to expound on the ruling. Hi, Mike.
Hey, you guys were all over that, but boy, that's a great use of replay, and that's why replay's in the game. It's clearly a catch. As Tim said, he had 4 feet down and was heading upfield, did a football move. Ball got dislodged, almost got control back, but it popped out when it hit the ground. Then there was the clear recovery. That's when you have to look at replay and say, yeah, sometimes people might say it affects the flow of the game, but boy, it corrected what was a mistake on the field.
Thank you, Mike Pereira, for clarifying, getting it right on the field, and the Redskins are happy about that. And Rex Grossman, the turnaround, 2 games do not a season make, but his new digs in Washington, the resurgent Rex, the story continues.
You can't say enough about it. 2 interceptions early. The opportunity to lead his team down the field. He had the big touchdown to Santana Moss. Then they lead him down again, get him into field goal range. Got to be really, really pumped up and happy for Rex Grossman.
The Cardinals have only gone to 2-0 one other time in the 19 years of the franchise, and that was the year they went to the Super Bowl. For the Redskins, last time they were 2-0 or started out the season this way, it was 2007. Mike Shanahan, his son Kyle, calling plays behind him. Ready to escape with a 1-point win.
I'll tell you one thing, we said it early. You get a better than legitimate guy at the quarterback position if you're the Arizona Cardinals, and you're going to win a lot of football games or have an opportunity to. Kevin Cobb really played well, I thought, in this game.
And Tim, I think both of these teams were kind of mysteries after their opening win. How good are they really? Are they division playoff contenders?
Well, I think the divisions in each division, when you look at the NFC West and the NFC East, they are wide open. So absolutely they're going to be in the mix.
Cardinals burned their last time out. Washington gets Dallas next week. The Cardinals will go on the road to play up in Seattle. The Seahawks in a hole at 0-2. And it's a doubleheader on Fox next Sunday. Giants-Eagles, America's game of the week. Some will see Packers-Bears. And we mentioned the Cardinals-Seahawks. It all begins with the Bill Ford Duff Fox NFL Sunday pregame show at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. And Tim Hightower, who grew up in the area, played for Arizona, came to Washington, said, I want to win this game. It's personal. We will win. The Cardinals said it rang the bell, got their attention. They went back and forth, and it looks like Hightower and the Redskins get the W in the end. 96 yards rushing for Hightower, 94 yards for Beanie Wells. And Ken Wisenhunt disappointment on a turnover.
And really, I thought a well-coached game on both sides. I mean, a team would make an adjustment. Ken Wisenhunt said, all right, I'm going to the spread attack with all the wide receivers. Started to make his move. Jim Haslett on the other side, the defensive coordinator, said, if you want to do that, I'm going to start bringing the edge pressure. They started to get some pressure, forced a couple of plays. I mean, really, the coaching was terrific on both sides. The execution was better, obviously, for the Washington Redskins.
The Cardinals have their quarterback, and maybe the Redskins do too. Mike Shanahan said, I've never seen anything like it, all the negativity around Rex Grossman when we first brought him here, and then when we said we were going to start him. But he's a different Rex Grossman here than he has been in some of those previous stops. And the Redskins are going to have to come out after Washington takes a delay of game.
Puts at the game clock to 10 seconds.
10 seconds on the game clock. And Savraka, the punter, has come out for the Redskins.
The worst thing that can happen here is a block. That is absolutely the worst thing, a block and a pickup for a touchdown. Second beyond that would be a return, although I think they're going to limit the opportunity for a big punt return here with the kick.
Patrick Peterson ran one back last week for a touchdown against Carolina. And Peterson has it and goes down, and the Cardinals go down. 8 straight losses for Arizona against the Redskins. And Rex Grossman leads Washington back to a 1-point win. Tim Ryan, Chris Myers will have more from Landover, Maryland in a moment.